Alright, good day, class. How are you today? Yes, so you're doing good? Great. Well, alright. So, this is the continuation of lesson 17, spilling over water pollution. But before we dive deeper into this topic, let me first show you some pictures. Alright, so what do you see? Yes, clean water. Would you like to swim in here? Yes. So let's take a look at another. So what did you notice this time? Yes, the water is dirty. It has trashes. Would you still want to swim in here? No. Alright. So this picture shows us the importance of clean water. Clean water is not only for us humans but also for plants and animals. So today we will talk about water pollution and how it affects the aquatic ecosystem. So let's first discuss pesticides, drugs, and metals. So these are called chemical pollutants. They come from agriculture, household waste, and industries. Examples of this include pesticides, medicines, and metals like mercury and lead. So these chemicals enter water through runoffs, sewage, and air deposition. Some of these chemicals act as endocrine disruptors, meaning they affect hormones, while others are toxic even in small amounts. And over time, these toxins accumulate in organism, a process called bioaccumulation, and become more concentrated along food chain, which is known as the biomagnification. So this causes disease, reduced reproduction, and ecosystem imbalance. So next is disrupting ecosystem. So dissolved oxygen, or DO, is a key indicator of ecosystem health. So um, when it is below 5 parts per million, fish becomes stressed, and below 2 parts per million, only decomposers survive. And oxygen enters through movements such as water movements and photosynthesis by plants. So pollution increases through biochemical oxygen demand, or BOD, where oxygen needed by decomposers to break down organic matter, and chemical oxygen demand, or COD, where the oxygen needed to deoxidize pollutants. So both of these reduce available oxygen for aquatic life, which leads to fish kills, biodiversity loss, and oxygen ecosystem collapse. And because of pollution, rivers and waters develop zones, 4 zones. So the first one is the clean zone. So this is a healthy water area with high oxygen and many organisms. Then we have the decomposition zone. So this is where waste increases and oxygen falls or decreases. So, and then we have the dead zone, or also called as hypoxic zone. So it has extremely low or almost no oxygen, and most organisms die in this area, and only worms or bacteria survive. Then we have the recovery zone. So this is where water slowly becomes healthy again, but full recovery may take years or may not be completed. So another major problem is the nutrient pollution, which is caused by excess nitrogen and phosphorus from fertilizers, sewage, and detergents, which leads to eutrophication. And this causes algae bloom, oxygen depletion, and dead zones. So water bodies has two types: oligotrophic and eutrophic. So oligotrophic is a low nutrient, clear water, and has a low productivity. Then eutrophic has high nutrients but has algae blooms and high reproductivity but unstable ecosystem. So when humans speed this process, this is called a cultural eutrophication, such as the Gulf of Mexico dead zone, fed by the Mississippi River farm runoffs, which kills massive numbers of fish. Alright, so lastly, let's talk about the solution. So cities clean their water through two types: traditional wastewater treatment, and it has three stages. So first is the primary treatment. So this is where it removes solid and waste sediments. Then we have secondary treatment. So this is the use of bacteria to decompose organic matter. Then lastly, we have tertiary treatment. So this is where it removes nutrients and disinfects pathogens before it is being discharged. However, this is very expensive and energy intensive. Then there is an alternative one for this, which is called a constructed wetland, which mimics natural wasteland, a wetland. So plants and microbes help remove pollutants, absorb nutrients, and improve water quality. And they are low energy cost, eco-friendly, and sustainable. So pollution lowers oxygen and creates dead zones and harm ecosystem. However, with sustainable solutions, this balance can be restored but may take time to recover. So that is all about lesson 17, spilling over water pollution. Thank you.